Hey everyone, my name is Olga and I'm happy to see you here in this new video. And today we're gonna try mainly affordable makeup products, but we are gonna have several exceptions. And by the way, we are gonna try some new products from NYX, and now as well we are gonna try this beautiful lip liner from Maybelline. So take a seat and here we go. Our first product for today is going to be from artdeco, and it's a primer which is called Wonder Skin Primer. And actually I've been using it for a while, but still I want to show it to you and want to discuss this product. And it tells us on the other side that it gives some moisture. Actually, it doesn't give you any moisture, it just simply blurs the pores. It's okay, and at some point it's expected, but there's no need to use a lot of a product like this. So I've grabbed a little bit and I'm gonna apply it on my face. In most of the cases, I apply such products on T-zone. It's quite easy to apply it, but be aware that at some point, if your skin is dry, the product may appear slightly dry for you, so it doesn't give any moisture really. So just use a little bit of it over your skincare, but it blurs the pores nicely. And now it's time for a foundation and a concealer. And we're gonna try this product from Manhattan, but actually in most of the cases, in most of the countries, this brand is called Rimmel. But yeah, in Germany it's called Manhattan. We are gonna try this product from Clean and Free line. I have a foundation in shade 32 and a concealer in shade 20. Actually, this shade is slightly dark for me, and I'm gonna mix it up with a white foundation from MAC U Pro, and it's just simply a white foundation, but actually it's called kind of an adjuster. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of my foundation. So as you can see, it's definitely dark for me. And now it's time to add a little bit of white foundation and mixing everything together. If it's still dark for me, so we can try it out. Well, it may work, but I wanna add just a little bit more. You can always add more. Mixing up, checking how it works. Well, it's slightly better, and I can do something like this. And now we are gonna blend everything. Now it's perfect. It's quite easy to apply this product. I would say that the coverage is around average, but it's not really average. It's between low and average. So if you wanna cover something and if you have some, let's say, dark spots or red spots, it wouldn't really help you. You would have to use a concealer for additional coverage, but this product is not really visible on skin. You may slightly layer it, but not a lot, because actually, if your skin is normal, I suggest applying a powder over this foundation, but it looks quite beautiful. It doesn't emphasize skin texture, dry patches, and I would say it looks quite nicely on skin, but it's more a foundation for daily looks. I haven't applied any concealers yet, so I haven't added any additional coverage. So it looks quite nicely, but for sure I have to cover my blemishes at least a little bit, and in this case the product would look quite nicely on skin. It's really easy to work with this product. Finish is more, I would say, natural. It gives you a little bit of glow, but I would say it's more because the foundation itself is quite nourishing. It would work in case of normal or dry prone or dry skin. If we talk about oily prone skin, it's definitely no, it wouldn't work for you. Now it's time for our concealer in shade 20. The shade itself is quite nice if you want to cover some dark circles and if they are slightly purple. If they are green, this shade wouldn't work in this case, and you have to use something with pink pigment. And I'm for sure gonna apply the product using a brush. Please stop applying everything directly on your face because you apply a lot, and due to this all the products crease and they start being not long lasting. So I'm gonna start from my darkest area and gonna blend it. I apply a thin layer of a product. For now I don't need more. If it's gonna be enough, it's gonna be enough. If I need to layer, I can layer. It's easy to blend, and actually you can layer this product, not a lot, but still you can try. Coverage is around average, and this product shouldn't emphasize skin texture and it should be slightly nourishing. So if you have dryness in your under eye area, this particular concealer would work for you. And now it's time for a makeup powder, and we are gonna try a product from Vibo, and it's called Diamond Skin, and it's an illuminating loose powder. So it's not a classical, it's not a general matte version. It gives you a nice glowing, I would say, effect, and it looks extremely beautiful. And I do like makeup powders like this, and in some cases they work extremely beautiful, and if your skin is dry, it's a good choice for you. So we're gonna apply a little bit of the product. By the way, this makeup brand is from Poland, and it's an extremely affordable makeup brand. If you live in Germany, actually it's Rival at some point. Rival Loves Me, Rival Dulu. It seems like they belong more or less to the same, let's say, person. Grabbing a little bit of product and starting applying it. And just take a look. Gorgeous. It removes some glow from your foundation, but at the same time it gives you a nice glow. Well, that's life. Okay, it works this way. It's not visible on skin at all, and this makeup powder blurs the pores. In my personal opinion, it looks gorgeous. But this product is good in case of dry prone skin, normal skin, but it wouldn't really work in case of oily prone skin because too much glow. And now we're gonna try some new products from NYX, and it's gonna be a bronzer, a blush, an eyebrow pencil, and actually we're gonna try a glue from NYX as well, but it's not a new product. Talking about a highlighter, we're gonna try a product from Revolution in shade Just My Type. A beautiful product and a beautiful shade. So I picked up shade 1. But it was a mistake. I would say it was a big mistake because the shade itself is slightly light for me, but I didn't have a choice. The second shade was sold out, and I kind of was afraid of taking the third one because I thought that it might be too dark for me, but this shade is too light for me. So in my case, it would work more like a contouring shade, I would say. Talking about a blush, I took it in shade 5 and it looks extremely beautiful, I would say. Just take a look, but it's extremely pigmented. Yeah, so we're gonna start from our bronzer, grabbing a brush. Which brush? I'm just thinking which I should take. Found. Grabbing a little bit of a product just to try. If you are not sure about the product and about pigmentation, just take a little bit of a product, take off extra, and then start applying everything. The shade itself is quite nice. It contains a bit of pink and red, but in my case I would say it's slightly light, so it could have been better if I had taken the second one, but I didn't have a choice. It's easy to blend it, it's easy to layer it, I would say. It's not a matte version. It contains a little bit of satin, I would say. It's not a metallic shade, it's a satin version more. And due to this product would work even in case of acne-prone skin, but just simply be careful while applying. By the way, product is not dusty and pigmentation between average and high. So everything would depend on a brush which you're gonna use. So now it's time to try a blush. And I'm gonna grab this brush, and I suspect that this product is highly pigmented. So again, I'm taking off a little bit just for not having too much. And yes, pigmentation is high. It's easy to blend it, and same thing. It contains a bit of satin, and but well, if we compare these products, I would say that the bronzer is not that shiny as the blush, but I'm not quite sure right now. Well, they are more or less the same actually, and the texture itself is slightly the same, but it appears, it seems on skin slightly differently. Easy to blend it, might be easily layered, but I'm not quite sure that you would like to layer it. Looks beautiful and doesn't emphasize skin texture, but with the blush I would probably be a little bit more careful in case of acne prone skin. So if you have real acne, be aware that it may slightly emphasize skin texture. Moving on, and now it's time to apply the highlighter. So grabbing a little bit and bam! It's extremely bright. So if you wanna apply less, probably you can try to do it, and let's try it out. So taking another brush, grabbing a little bit, and it's more fluffy brush, I would say. And in this case, it doesn't look that bright. If you want to remove some extra, just simply take a finger and blend everything. Looks beautiful. It's a nice highlighter, I would say. It's slightly dry, yes, but it doesn't emphasize skin texture, and I can't really see a base. Beautiful shade, beautiful product. I would say, talking about the shade, I would say it's called champagne, probably. Time for the brows, and we are gonna start from the pencil. By the way, it's a wax-based product. Now, time to brush slightly, and now it's time to apply. Texture, I would say quite average. It's not super soft, and at the same time it's not super firm. Due to this, the product itself would stay with you for a while, and at the same time it's easy to apply it. The shade itself is quite warm, and it's a combo of green, yellow, and it appears to me that it has something red. Orange, I would say more, not really red. But it's easy to apply, easy to blend, and if you have blonde hair, if your hair is slightly warm, and in overall if you have warm undertone, probably the shade would work for you. Well, it seems quite fine, but you definitely can't really draw some additional thin lines, so it wouldn't work in this case. And now it's time for a glue. Actually, I've been using it for a while, and it's a nice product. It reminds me some new products from Maybelline and L'Oreal. They're quite familiar to this one, but at the same time, personally, I prefer Maybelline or L'Oreal, because NYX may give you a little bit of white cast. Not always, but still it may appear. It's easy to apply it. It's definitely a long-lasting product, and it works with my brows, I would say. So with and without. Time for our beloved eye makeup, and today we're gonna try a palette from Bernovich. It's called Golden Time, and it's an extremely neutral palette. Good for daily looks. We have two metallic shades here. I would say this shade itself is a mix of metallic and satin. This one is more a topper or a sparkle. The others are matte. And as well, I want to show you some eyeliners from Eveline. And Eveline is a Polish brand. It's an extremely affordable Polish brand. And if you live in Germany, they even have their own website and you can make an order from it. I'm gonna use most likely this beautiful silver shade and this one. A Bordeaux one. And as well, I have a mascara from the same brand and we are gonna try it today. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have a smoky eyes, I would say, and we are gonna start from the darker shade, and later on we are gonna move to the lighter shades. So our first shade for today is gonna be probably this one. We are gonna start from the base. By the way, on this side I'm not gonna have a makeup base. On this side I'm gonna have it. And we are gonna have a wear test today, so you will see how the eyeshadows behave while wearing. So now it's time to start. Starting from the eyelid, from the center. Pigment is amazing. It's highly pigmented product, but there are two shades. This one, which actually I'm currently using, and this one, they are extremely dusty. So be careful while applying. It reminds me slightly, they remind me slightly product makeup palettes from Colourpop. More or less the same thing, but the texture is different. I would say these matte eyeshadows are more creamy. So moving on, applying a little bit more till the crease and even slightly higher. I apply the same shade on my lower lid. And time to blend everything. So I'm changing a brush, grabbing the one which is slightly bigger, and I'm gonna use as a transition shade, as a crease shade, this one. It's extremely neutral shade, and this particular shade is not dusty at all. I don't know how they do it this way, but they have different formulas in one palette. It happens time to time. Time to blend. Now I'm gonna change a brush and I'm gonna take one of the lightest shade in order to blend everything together and for blending this area, because we shouldn't have any lines, and currently here I have a line. It shouldn't be the case. So blending the edges and moving the shades. Time for a flat brush, and I'm gonna grab this beautiful shade and gonna apply it all over my eyelid. This shade is slightly dusty, so be careful while applying because it may fall off while being applied. So just take a look how beautiful it is. Don't forget, always don't forget to blend everything together. And I'm gonna add as well the lightest shade from the palette in the inner corner and a little bit on the lower lid. Time for eyeliner. I'm gonna start from shade 10 and I'm gonna add it slightly near the lash line. Gonna blend it slightly. If needed, I can always layer a little bit more. The texture is extremely creamy and the product itself is long-lasting because it's a gel-based eyeliner. Moreover, it's a waterproof one. As well, I'm gonna add this shade directly in the lash line. Time for shade 12, and I'm gonna add it in the waterline. And adding a little bit more in the center. It would give me a kind of a nice reflection. Time to try mascara, and on this side I actually do have already one coat of it. Now it's time to talk and layer. So it looks quite nicely. It separates the lashes and it curls slightly, but not a lot. At the same time, it doesn't really give you much volume. So it gives a little bit, yeah, but not a lot. 2 coats and 1 coat. Looks quite nicely, separates the lashes, curls them slightly, doesn't stick them together, and gives a little bit of length, but not a lot. If you expect a lot of volume, probably it's not your choice, and same thing for length. It's fine, and let's see actually how it behaves during a day, so it's fine. For now, it's just simply fine. Lips. And actually we have 3 products to try. I'm gonna show you some swatches at the beginning, and then later on we will see a combo. We are gonna start from a lip gloss from Eveline, a shade 2, and it's called Cooling Kisses. The shade itself is quite nice, and be aware that this product contains menthol, so it's a kind of a plumper. It looks beautiful on lips. It's not sticky. Pigmentation is not super high because it's a lip gloss. It feels comfortable on the lips. And the shade itself is quite nice, I would say. I can't really feel menthol right now. Probably I will feel it in, let's say, 2 or 3 minutes. But for now, I'm gonna take it off, and we are gonna try a lipstick from Sandstone, shade Soft Touch. It smells... it doesn't have any scent, being honest. Okay. Pigmentation is low. And this lipstick reminds me just simply a lip balm. The shade itself quite nice. It appears more pink on me, but it has a little bit of purple, I would say. So from one side it seems neutral, but from the other side there is something cold in it. The texture is quite nice, it's creamy, it's comfortable to wear it, but it depends, being honest. It looks quite nicely, it feels nicely on lips, it's not super thick, the texture itself, and I can't feel any flavor. Time for a lip combo, and we are gonna start from the liner. It's so creamy. It's so soft, creamy and pigmented. Extremely easy to apply it. It's definitely yes. And by the way, it's a long-lasting formula because it's a gel-based product. Now it's time to do a combo. Applying a lipstick in the center and slightly blend everything. And now it's time to add a little bit of our lip gloss. I'm gonna add it using a brush and starting from the center. I'm obsessed, I'm impressed. So now I'm gonna show you eye makeup extremely closely, and we are gonna discuss everything. time to discuss, and for sure we are going to start from the first product we've tried today, and it's a primer from artdeco. It's called Wonder Skin Primer. Let me read it out. Moisturizing, smoothing, tone perfecting. Moisturizing, no, it doesn't give you any moisture. Smoothing, yes, it's a nice primer in case you wanna, for instance, blur the pores, blur the texture, and in this case it would work for you. If you wanna, or if you need some moisture, this product wouldn't work for you. In case of dry prone skin, be careful while applying it because it might be slightly dry for you. So from one side, yes, from the other side, no. And if you wanna apply it as a blurring primer, please don't use a lot of a product. There is no need to do it. Now it's time for Manhattan Rimmel, and we are gonna start from foundation. Actually, I like it. It's a nice foundation for daily looks. If you wanna do fully glam look, it wouldn't work for you. It's a beautiful product. It's easy to apply it. It's easy to layer it slightly. It's easy to blend it. It doesn't emphasize skin texture. It looks beautifully on skin, and I don't have any questions. Talking about a finish, I would say it's more natural and gives a little bit of glow for you. But one of the reasons is related to the texture itself because it's moisture. And in case of dry prone skin, probably normal skin or extremely dry skin, this foundation would work because it's nourishing, it gives you moisture, it doesn't emphasize dry patches, and due to this particular product would look nicely on your skin. But if you need full coverage, it won't work for you because it's a product with low coverage, I would say. Okay, it might be slightly between low and average. You may slightly layer, but simply slightly. Moreover, I suggest using a makeup powder over it because otherwise this product wouldn't be long lasting. But in overall, it's a nice makeup foundation, as I said, for daily looks. A concealer, beautiful concealer. It's a good choice in case of daily looks. Again, if you want to see full glam, if you want to see extremely high coverage, it's not your choice. It's a nice product for daily looks. Easy to blend it, easy to apply it. Coverage is around average, and you may slightly layer this product. And actually, if you apply a little bit of a product, it will increase. As soon as you layer more, as soon as you apply more, it definitely may increase because the texture itself is slightly nourishing, I would say. It would work in case of dry prone skin, and it doesn't emphasize any dryness on your eyelids or in the under eye area. It looks beautiful, and if you wanna cover something, it may work, but for sure, as I said, it's not a full coverage concealer. Diamond Skin from Vibo. It's an extremely gorgeous makeup powder. It looks beautiful on skin. It's not visible. It doesn't emphasize any issues, any dry patches. It blurs the pores and it gives you a nice glowing effect. It's not shiny. It's just simply glowy, and it looks it looks amazing. Moreover, if we talk about the texture itself, it's thin and slightly silky. So if I didn't know that it costs around 3-4 euro, I would probably think that it costs at least 10. Beautiful, very impressed, and it might be as well used as a daily highlighter if you don't like glowing effect on your face. By the way, if your skin is oily prone, it's probably not the best choice for you, or you can use this powder as a finishing one. Now it's time to talk about beauty from NYX, and we are going to start from a bronzer. By the way, the texture is slightly the same, but I would say that the blush is slightly dusty, and especially if we compare the blush to the bronzer. It seems quite familiar, but it's not exactly the same, the texture, I mean. And I would say that the blush is slightly more shiny than the bronzer. At least I've noticed it on my skin. When you just simply do some swatches, they do seem exactly the same. But on skin, they look slightly differently. Talking about the bronzer, I took shade 1 accidentally, not really accidentally, I didn't have a choice. I wish I could find shade 2, but I couldn't because everything was sold out. It's easy to blend this product. Pigmentation is between average and high, and it's easy to layer it, and if you apply it a lot, you can slightly remove this product and you may slightly blend it out. And it looks beautiful, by the way. It smells nicely. Quite delicious. I can't feel anything here, but the bronzer has a scent. It's vanilla, probably vanilla or caramel, something like this. So I'm impressed. It's a satin version, so if you have acne-prone skin, you may probably try to use this product. But if you have acne-prone skin, try not to buy the blush, because the blush seems a little bit more shiny, as I've already told you. But still, nice product, easy to work with it, looks beautiful. I don't have any questions. The shade itself is good in case of fair skin, and I would say almost all undertone. If your skin is extremely pale, well, bronzers are not really for you. This shade is a combo of something pink, red, and a little bit of brown. Beautiful shade, and in my case it looks more like I would say a contour, a combo of a contour and a bronzer, but still looks beautiful. I like it. A blush, the blush, slightly dusty, extremely pigmented, so be careful while applying it. It's easier to work with the bronzer than with the blush because you may take a lot of it. But still, it's easy to apply it and it's easy to blend it. And if you feel and if you apply it a lot, just simply take a bit of your foundation and apply it all over it, and it would look quite good. Still like it, love it. The shade itself is quite nice, super orange, super bright. Like it. Highlighter from Revolution, shades just my type. It's a beautiful highlighter, but for sure you can actually find something else right now. For instance, take a highlighter from Kiko Milana. You can buy it on sales, and it would cost you, let's say, around 8 or 10 euro. This guy is definitely cheaper, but it's slightly drier. So, I mean, the texture itself is quite dry. But still, it's a beautiful highlighter. It's easy to blend it. It's quite bright. If you wanna apply less, just take a finger, take off extra, and it would work far better. And it doesn't emphasize skin texture, actually. If you apply a lot, sure, it may emphasize. But if you apply enough, it's gonna be okay, and no visible pores, everything is gonna be fine. And it's a quite long-lasting formula, and we are gonna see it later on. So yes, I like it. Talking about the shade itself, it's a cold champagne. So if your undertone is cold or neutral, it would work for you. In case of warm undertone, it also may work. In case of fair skin, if your skin is medium, probably you should take something else because this particular shade might be slightly light for you. And now it's time to talk about eyebrows. And actually, we've tried 2 products today, and we are gonna start from something new, and it's a eyebrow pencil in shade blonde. If you like wax-based pencils, it would work for you. You would like it probably. If you prefer precise eyebrow pencils, if you prefer some gel-based eye pencils, probably you wouldn't like this formula. It's a classical wax-based formula, so nothing new. Pigmentation is around average. The texture itself is quite nice. It's not super soft, it's not super firm, and due to this product will stay with you for a while. And actually, it reminds me quite familiar eyebrow pencil from L'Oreal, this one. So they are extremely familiar. The shades are different, and maybe This product from Maybelline is slightly more creamy, and that's it. I like it. I like using it, but actually I prefer more precise eyebrow pencils, being honest. But still, it looks beautiful, it works beautiful, and the shade itself quite nice. The shade, the shade. It's quite warm. So if your hair are warm, if you have warm undertone, this shade would work for you. If you have cold, so for sure it definitely wouldn't work for you. Our lovely the brow glue. Actually, I like this product, but if we compare it to the latest release from Maybelline, from L'Oreal, I suggest L'Oreal and Maybelline. Sorry, but NYX works a little bit worse, I would say. It's easy to apply it. You can layer this product. You don't feel any, let's say, stickiness. You can still move your brows. And it looks beautiful, and it holds the brows. But if we compare this product to Maybelline, Maybelline is slightly better because it's, I would say it's thinner at some point. So here, when you layer, you may slightly see the product. When you layer a product from Maybelline, you can't really see it. So I suggest, it's a nice product, yes, but if you have a choice, try the one from Maybelline. Eye makeup. And we are gonna start from Golden Time palette from Bernovich. Bernovich is a makeup brand from Belarus, and if you live in Europe, you can easily order it from their official website from Poland. So actually, it's a nice brand. It's a more professional makeup brand. And if we talk about the price, this palette costs around 25 euro. I'm not quite sure it's worth this money. It's a nice palette. The textures here are extremely good, but you can buy it on sales, being honest. And for 20 or for 18, it definitely would work, and it's gonna be a good choice. We have here 8 shades, 6 are matte, and we have 2 metallic. Well, they are not really metallic. I would say this one is a sparkle shade, this one is a metallic plus a little bit of satin, but more a metallic one. The quality is quite strange at some point, and especially if we talk about matte eyeshadows, they are different. I mean, there are some shades which are quite good. There are some shades which are extremely dusty. So if we talk about these 2 shades, they are brown, but this one is more neutral. This one contains a little bit of red. They are extremely dusty. They're extremely creamy, and at the same time, they're extremely dusty. So be careful while applying. It's easy to blend, it's easy to layer, and it's easy to work with these shades. And but be careful while applying, because some pigment may fall off, and it's not that easy to take it off. So I don't know how they did it this way, but that's the way it works. Other shades are quite good. They are not dusty at all. Maybe this dark brown is also slightly dusty, but not the way these 2 shades. They are different. I don't know how they did it this way, but still. Talking about dark brown, it's a neutral dark brown. These shades are not dusty at all. Easy to apply, easy to blend, no worries while blending, while applying, nothing would fall off while applying. This shade is quite cold because it contains a bit of gray, and it's a mix of gray and brown slightly. This shade is, I would say, milky white, something like this, and it's neutral for sure. And this shade is between neutral and cold because it has a little bit of gray, but at the same time, and it's neutral brown and has a little bit of pink, I would say, just a little bit. This beauty, I wish I could tell you this sparkle is nice. It is nice. It looks beautiful, but it's extremely dusty. And be careful while applying it because it may fall off while being applied. So yes, but still it looks beautiful. It's easy to apply it using a brush. It's easy to take a product on a brush, so no worries. And it's a combo of brown, purple, and a little bit of gold. Metallic shade. It's a nice metallic, and it's a mix of something golden and brown, I would say. The palette itself is quite nice, but it shouldn't cost 25 euro. 20 is more than enough. Looks beautiful, but still, there are some problems. Eyeliners from Eveline. If you never tried these eyeliners, please try. They're amazing. They're extremely creamy, they are soft, and at the same time, they are highly pigmented. I have actually, if I'm not mistaken, 4 or 5 shades, but I'm gonna show you only 3 of them, and they're amazing. This white is extremely pigmented. Just take a look. It looks beautiful. And by the way, this formula is long-lasting because it's a gel-based formula. I'm impressed. I like this formula. And if we compare it to eyeliners from Maybelline, I would say that Maybelline is slightly firm if we compare it to this formula. So if you have a choice, if you have possibility to order, try and order. For sure, you can buy them on sales. Time for mascara. It's a nice basic mascara. It separates the lashes, curls them slightly, gives a little bit of volume and a little bit of length. But if you want to see extreme volume, it's definitely not your choice. And by the way, if you layer it, if you, let's say, layer it twice or 3 times, it may stick the lashes slightly, unfortunately. We'll see how it behaves during the day, but for now, I'm not that super impressed, I would say. Time for the lips, and we are gonna start from our lovely eyeliner. Not eyeliner, sorry, a lip liner from Maybelline. I'm impressed. It's a beautiful lip liner. It works extremely well. It's pigmented. It's extremely pigmented, and it's extremely soft and creamy. It's a gel-based formula, so it's a long-lasting formula, and the shade itself is also quite nice. It's a combo of brown with a little bit of pink. It looks beautiful on lips. I don't have any questions. It's a nice formula to try, and probably I will buy some more shades because I'm impressed. And if we compare this formula to this one, I would say this one is slightly better because it's more creamy, and it's slightly more comfortable, and this guy is a little bit dry if we compare it to this guy. Only 2 products are left, and we are going to start from the one which I prefer. Cooling Kisses from Eveline, and it's a kind of a plumper. It has a little bit of menthol, but just a little bit, so you feel this around a minute, maximum 2 minutes, and that's it. The texture itself quite nice. It feels nicely on lips, and it doesn't emphasize anything. It feels quite nourishing on lips. No dryness while using this product, and actually the shades are quite nice, and the formula itself is also quite nice. It has a scent. It smells nicely, menthol plus something sweet. I don't know what exactly it is, but still, as for me, it's quite nice. It doesn't have a flavor. Maybe it has a little bit of menthol, but still, 5 minutes, you stop feeling it. Beautiful product, and if you never tried any products from Eveline, please try. It's a nice makeup brand. By the way, it has hyaluronic acid and collagen as well. And finally, our last product for today from Sandstone, Intense Care Lipstick Shade Soft Touch. Well, it's a nice product to try. It doesn't have any flavor or scent. And if you are allergic, if you are sensitive, it's a good choice for you. The texture itself quite nice as well. It reminds me a lip balm. Pigmentation is between low and average. You may slightly layer this product and it looks like a lip balm on the lips. It's quite nourishing, no dryness while wearing it, but I'm not quite sure that it should cost you 20 euro because it's not long lasting at all. So you may probably find something else. Okay, seems we are more or less done for today, so let's take a look how everything behaves. Okay, I've been wearing my makeup for almost 11 hours and now it's time to check everything out. The blush, the bronzer, the highlighter, everything looks beautiful. Now it's time to check eyebrows. The pencil is okay, but I'm not quite sure about the glue. It doesn't look the way I expected. By the way, let's take a look on our foundation. It looks quite nicely, I would say. Same thing for our concealer. Eye makeup. On this side, everything is okay. Don't have any questions related to eyebrows. Definitely don't have any questions to our eyeshadows. They look beautiful and they're still in place. Eyeliners, same thing, no questions. Mascara, well, actually it may slightly fall off, but it doesn't transfer actually, so it looks quite nice. And knowing that it was around 27 or 28 degrees, so it's a good result. Lip makeup, well, the pencil itself is amazing. Definitely I had to reapply it, but it's a long-lasting product. It's easy to reapply it if needed, and as well you don't feel dryness while wearing it. Please let me know down below what do you think about these products and have you already tried them or not. And if you don't know what to write, just simply tell me, how are you doing? Hope you enjoyed this video, and if yes, please don't forget to put a thumbs up and please consider subscribing. I'm wishing you a pleasant evening and see you soon in the next video.